Hello everyone, this is Squallcasting bringing you another game of StarCraft 2. In this match, we have TSL Polt, TSL Polt versus MC. Now this game was taken from the MLG Winter Arena. As with all the other games from there I've casted, I wasn't able to watch it. So rather than watching the VODs, I decided I would just cast them. Because I love casting, and I want to bring you guys as much StarCraft-related entertainment as possible. Now, this is the MLG version of the map, so there are no gold minerals, which is probably a good thing. Gold minerals, overall, I would say, are detrimental to the balance of the game. So, MLG took them out. I think that's a good decision. I applaud them for it. So both players going with, well, very standard right now. You can't deviate all that much at the 130 mark. Possible builds they could go for. Polt could do a 1 Rax expand, maybe of the gasless variety. It all depends on how much tech he wants to get. MC throwing down a gateway, so not going to be any sort of forge cannon rush shenanigans. You don't see that very often against Terrans, but you never really know what's going to happen in these games. MC scouting in the correct direction. Polt not yet scouting. We'll probably send out an SCV pretty soon. Or he could just opt not to scout. And sometimes pros do that because they feel they know the metagame so very well that they don't think they need to scout. While I'm no pro, I generally advocate scout in all situations because you want to know what's going on. You want to know if there's a 7-gate all-in coming at you, a 4-gate, Stargates, you know. It's always good to know. Polt's morphing in his orbital command. There is still no gas, so this does look like it's going to be the no gas expand I was talking about earlier. And Polt is indeed sending out that SCV, sending it a little bit later so we can get a little bit further ahead economically. MC does have his cyber core going down, building a single zealot. Just for defensive purposes, help ward off that SCV, and dropping a pylon in the fog of war for the gas area. I think that's always a good decision because you really don't want a giant drop to get unloaded in there and have no idea. So, Polt being a little bit annoying, mining at the minerals, and looks like he's gonna run off. That probe's not too happy with its existence, and indeed Polt going for the 1 Rax gasless expand. See if MC did not see that. He barely didn't see that. Wow, the probe was right here, and he didn't see it. So that's definitely fortunate for Polt, as MC will not know what's going on. But in all likelihood, he's going to push forward with the stock, and he might be able to get in and see. It all comes down to whether or not this bunker finishes before it gets there. If it does, there's no way that stalker can get up here safely. Unless it uses the Zealot as a buffer to soak up some of the damage before it sneaks up. So we'll see what he chooses to do. Scouting is always so very important, and if you have to sacrifice a Zealot to get accurate information, I'd say that's generally worth it. Bunker does look like it's going to finish up barely in time, and this command center finishing right after it. MC sees the bunker, immediately falls back, and he can probably guess, based on the bunker and things like that, and the number of Marines, that there is an expansion up now. As pros have played the game so incredibly much that, you know, they just have a game set for when things are happening. And MC has thrown down his own Nexus as well. Polt has gotten one of the gases to start things going. He does have a tech lab going down, so he's going to be able to start to get stim and combat shields, and second gas finishing up so he can continue to tech. MC, on the other hand, does not appear to have built any other tech, going up to building 2 more gateways, I should say, and just continuing to build probes, getting this expansion secured, chrono boosting probes, so that way he can try to stay ahead and equalize, I should say, on economy. Single sentry out front just to keep an eye on things, and the Zealot, and 2 stalkers here. And this is quite intelligent, because if Polt decides to move out before he has stim, these 2 stalkers could deal a lot of damage to Marines as they slowly trundle across the map. But MC does looks like he wants to be back. Probably just going to secure this watchtower and camp there. We will see. MC does have a Robo Bay coming down, so probably going to move into Colossi here. Get that obs out immediately so he can start scouting out the tech that Polt is going for. And Polt just now throwing down his factory. And from there, just going to transition into bio. You really don't build 3 barracks if you're planning on going into mech. And there goes the NG Bay to start getting upgrades. MC sitting back here with a bunch of sentries, just slowly building up force field energy, throwing down 2 forges of his own to start getting upgrades. Very, very good. And single obs is going to be coming out soon. MC is throwing down a Twilight Council here. This could be for getting charge, maybe blink. Based on the number of zealots he's adding on, I would venture a guess at charge. Seems likely, but Polt wants to push. He's moving out now. Stip should finish up around the time he arrives. These stalkers already fleeing for their lives. But MC has quite a few force fields, and unless he really screws up the force field control, he should be able to hold this pretty easily. Polt throwing down his starport, factory getting the reactor, so he'll be able to double produce medevacs very quickly. Polt deciding to kill these rocks. Always a good thing to do if you're not attacking immediately with your army and you know it's not going to get hit by your opponent. You might as well take out the rocks. Something you don't have to do later. Always a good idea. MC throwing down 3 more gateways, so definitely moving into heavy gateway. And looks like he's not moving into Colossi yet. Guess I was wrong about that. And getting blinked first. Guess I'm wrong about everything today. Oh well. Observer moving forward. This observer just parked in the base, seeing the tech. Polt throwing down more barracks. And he got his 2 gases going so he can maximize upgrades. Combat shields, +1 attack coming down, and starting to add on reactors to those barracks. MC, on the other hand, finishing up his first immortal. We'll see if he decides, yep, making another one after that, and getting those upgrades. I do feel that Polt will probably need to get another NG Bay pretty soon if he wants to remain competitive on the upgrades. If he lets himself fall behind, that is going to be bad news for him. Has a single Marine here to take out any probes that decide to go lay down expansions, and the scouting factory, very standard. Polt also expanding to his 3rd location, and he can do so pretty safely right now. And she doesn't have that terribly much yet. This Marine gonna try to run for his life, and yeah, he's actually gonna get away, so nicely controlled by Polt, and Polt pushing now right as MC doesn't expand. Okay. I guess he was thinking about it, but caught a... Okay, yeah, the observer saw this army, so he decided he didn't want to try to expand right now. And Polt getting caught in a brutal flank here. But the force field's now working against MC, pinning all his zealots inside. Definitely not the best force field control from him. But Polt probably needs to run now. You never want to be in a position where you're going to get pincered. So falling back, probably going to push up from here now. Much wider ramp. Force fields aren't likely to split him up. And MC has joined his army together now. MC going to try to pick off some stalkers, or Polt going to try to pick off some stalkers, excuse me, but MC blinks back, no big deal. Polt main-yarding over SCVs, dropping mules, and the fighting continues here. This army is starting to look pretty scary for MC, like that's quite a bit of stuff, and he is ahead on those upgrades. Polt, however, loading up several medevacs, looks like he's going to want to do a drop, but that observer is going to see everything. Polt needs to unload these. Oh, going for it anyways. He needs to run this army, otherwise it's just gonna die. Whiffs on the force field, doesn't really catch much. Polt continuing to micro back and dropping into the main. MC not responding to this yet. Definitely gonna have to warp some stuff in soon. Warping in 2 zealots, that's not gonna accomplish too much. And he's definitely gonna lose a couple buildings here. But that said, Polt is in full retreat. He needs to get away from that army. MC deciding to pull back for now. And looks like forces have arrived to clean this up, but Polt might have enough to crush on through this. We'll see, but no, Zealots warp in. They're going to finish everything off. And Polt should probably run those medevacs before they die. Ooh. Does he get it? Yeah, he's going to get one, and probably not going to get the other. Nope. So some blows were traded. No workers killed in that exchange. MC having the slight advantage in units killed, but Protoss units generally cost more, so that's really about even. Take a look at the resources lost. Yeah, Polt has actually lost less, so that's interesting. Some decent force fields, pitting units back, but Polt picks them up and moves them behind the force fields, rendering all those zealots impotent. And I'm sure as a zealot, that must be the most frustrating thing in the world. I'm charging you, I'm in your face, I'm gonna kill you now, and what, you just got picked up by a flying thing? Oh! Why don't I have a jump ability? In fact, that's something I want so badly for either Zealots or Zerglings, is a leap ability where they can jump into the air and latch themselves onto units and then hack them to death while they're in the air, and then they like land on the ground, maybe take like 10 HP of damage from falling. I think that would be fantastic. But anyway, there's a fight going on here. MC Morphin and 2 Archons try to help out. Polt's army very, very damaged, but there's still medevacs there to heal, although a number of them are very, very low on energy. Several of them completely dry, in fact. Polt continuing to push forward, though dealing an awful lot of damage. And he has an enormous supply lead. When did that happen? Wow. He is macroing really well behind this. And MC is just not controlling well, not dealing with this properly. And this could be the death knell for MC right here. Wow. Polt has been reinforcing units behind this brilliantly, whereas MC has been warping units directly into combat and having them killed quite quickly without accomplishing much. So, yeah, Polt's just gonna crash on in now. And this is probably the end. So Chargeon's gonna swing on in, try to help out, but that's probably a bit too much for Polt. MC's though still trying to hang on. He is GGing now, not hanging on anymore. Okay. Well guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave any comments or feedback in the comment section below. I'm always looking to improve my casting as much as possible. And I will see you later.